Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's December 18th, 2024. We've got a lot to cover today with some of the latest from some of our favorite news outlets. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. Also, check out some of the other news that I put out there today. All right, so let's get into this evening wrap up. Starting off with some major political news, the Gateway Pundit reports that there's been a total dumpster fire in Congress. Apparently, GOP leaders have just struck a deal on a massive spending bill that's leaving a lot of conservatives furious. I think I did a separate report on that earlier today as well. But the specifics are still coming out. But from what we understand, it's being criticized as a compromise too far, diluting conservative principles for the sake of bipartisan support. The backlash has been significant, with many feeling this is more of a surrender than a strategic move. And I did a report how they slipped in the bill as well. They slipped in there. They slipped in there that uh, they don't want Congress to be able to be investigated. This is to try to Trump proof what's going with the illegal stuff and the corruption stuff that's going on in Congress. They're trying to Trump proof that. I did an entire video on that. But moving over to the Daily Wire, there's buzz about a potential shakeup in the conservative media landscape. Rumors are swirling that Tim Pool might have sold his media company, the Timcast, to the Daily Wire, effective from January 1st, 2025. This hasn't been confirmed, but the implications for conservative media could be huge, either a consolidation of power or a loss of diversity and voices. I'm thinking the loss of diversity, honestly, myself. Switching gears, Donald Trump has been active on Truth Social, and his posts have certainly stirred the pot. According to the posts on X, Trump's recent messages have reignited enthusiasm among his followers. They're talking about his readiness to lead, his confidence, and how his return to office could bring positive changes. It's a reminder of the enduring influence he holds within the conservative base. On the legal front, the New York Post has an intriguing piece about the FBI having 26 confidential human sources at the Capitol on January 6th, with over half allegedly breaking the law without facing charges. Y'all know I've been talking about that for a while. But this raises significant questions about accountability and the role of these sources during such events. Over at Fox Business, they're discussing market reactions to the political developments. There's concern that the spending bill might lead to further inflation or economic instability, with some analysis suggesting we're on the verge of another economic policy misstep by Congress. To that, I say, duh. There's no Congress continues to spend us out of existence, and it seems like no level heads, no one is in there saying like, look, we need to get our spending under control. The American people don't want us to spend like this. It seems like they could care less about that. The Federalist has an interesting take on the youth vote, particularly with a poll showing that 41% of young people find the killing of the United Healthcare CEO acceptable. I mean, that's just disgusting. And this is sparking debates about the radicalization of younger generations against corporate America, especially in sectors like healthcare. Now onto the cultural news with the post-millennial. There's been a growing debate about media bias and narrative control, with some highlighting what they're calling a media apocalypse. This term refers to a perceived collapse in traditional media credibility, especially when it comes to covering conservative figures or issues. And y'all know I've been talking about that for a while as well. I mean, media has absolutely no credibility. Mainstream media, I should say, has absolutely no credibility anymore. That's why they won the election so horribly, and they believe their own hype. They live in their own bubble, and they refuse to listen to the American people. And they continue to do that. They continue to not listen to us. And speaking of the media, PJ Media is discussing the fallout from Justin Trudeau's political career, with many conservative commentators predicting or perhaps hoping for his political demise. They're framing this as a lesson in how progressive policies can lead to public backlash. Internationally, World Net Daily is covering the permanent ban on puberty blockers in Britain due to safety concerns. This is seen by some conservatives as a victory for traditional values and a pushback against what they describe, or we describe, as excesses of progressive gender policies. And that's the wrap up for today. Today's news. It's clear that we're in a time of significant upheaval and debate, from the halls of Congress to the streets of Britain. Remember to stay informed, think critically, and keep the conversation going. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.